No, I'm not doing a runway model walk. Welcome to Fashion Friday here on Daybreak. I appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Fridays we like to talk fashion, and this morning we're going to be talking a little bit about what it's like to be a runway model. As you've seen, their walks are all immaculate. So we'll get to know more about them and what their life is like as runway models. So we'll just start with introductions. I'll pass the microphone down. Tell us your name, a little bit about yourself, how long you've been modeling.
Okay. My name is Ida Achieng Odeka. I'm a graduate from Kenyatta University, having studied environmental science. I pursue modeling as a career and also as a hobby, and I've been in modeling since 2013. That's when I got officially trained to be a runway model.
All right, thank you.
My name is Irene Yando. I am in Jomo Kenyatta University. I pursue modeling professionally. I have just started though, so it's like maybe 2 years roughly. I've done a couple of things with Ajuma for Darling, so there's that. And I am studying mathematics and computer science.
Wow, yeah. Thanks.
My name is Winnie Neda. I'm a teacher of French by profession and a part-time model. I started modeling in 2009 at Kenyatta University. I've done a little bit of runways, like Citizen TV, fashion show, and some local runways like Power 254. Basically for me, I've been dealing with pageantry. I've done Miss Corporate Kenya in 2014. I've also participated in Mrs. Kenya, which was held in 2016, November.
Okay.
My name is Laura Achola. I am a statistician. Currently, I'm a model, signed under Velo Model Management. I started modeling way back in 2016, and so far, I can see the journey is great. Thank you.
All right, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Henry Korir. I'm also a student at Jomo Kenyatta University, studying marine engineering. For me, modeling is a passion. I've been modeling for the last year and a half, and I'm very grateful. I see a great future for myself. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jared Masinde, a student at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I'm taking information technology. I've been pursuing modeling for the last 3 years. My achievements so far, second runners-up Mr. JQuat, second runners-up Mr. and Miss University Kenya. That's pageantry, but I also do high fashion runway.
Okay.
So far, the journey is great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, you guys are all very educated, I've just noted from your introductions. I'm going to ask a couple questions, and you can feel free to pass the mic along. Anyone's free to answer. First of all, let's define what runway modeling is. People think all modeling is the same, and I don't think that's true. There's commercial, there's pageantry, like you talked about, there's runway modeling. So who wants to define what? No, Chana na yo short. Who wants to define? Who wants to define what runway modeling is? I'm not a model. Can you treat me as the host? Thank you. All right, go ahead.
My understanding of high fashion modeling, it's kind of different compared to pageantry and commercial modeling, where you're like modeling, you're selling some product of sorts. Now with high fashion modeling, mainly results from designing clothing and such. So it's like you're marketing and selling a clothing line of sorts.
Right.
Thank you.
What training is required for one to become a runway model? Because obviously it's not something that everybody can do. Did you talk about your training a little bit? Do you wanna share?
So when I got to modeling, I thought it would be best to get trained to be a model. So my first training was done by a guy called Lemayan. He's currently out of the country, but he was my choreographer. We trained, first you had to get physically fit. So squats, and most of the time we did squats, sit-ups. Sometimes you would actually take morning runs. I mean, yeah, just so that you are flexible. And then another requirement is you have to have that type of body for a runway model. So you have to be tall, 5 5'8" and above.
5'8" and above. How tall are you?
5'8". I'm 5'10".
You're 5'10".
Yeah.
Okay.
So for high fashion, it's quite strict. You have to be 5'8" and above, 5'8" to 6" for females. For high fashion, also the same. I mean, for runway, also the same. For runway in Kenya, it's way more flexible. My size, I'm a size 10 currently.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't look it. I guess it's because you're tall.
I think it's because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a size 10. Most runway models are actually size 8. Yeah, so it's quite flexible in Kenya. I wouldn't consider myself a plus-size model, but a runway model.
But also, you know, as Africans, just the way we're built is a little bit different from when you look at the UK and US.
And Paris and all that. Yeah. So basically, you have to be physically fit. You have to get the right trainer, and most trainers actually people who own agencies. So get a good agency and actually get trained to be a runway model.
Yeah. What is the scene like? I mean, how much work do you actually get as a runway model? Because a lot of models that I've met in Kenya do a lot of commercial work. So are there opportunities? Is there a peak season of this is, you know, when all the clothes are being sold and, you know, people are doing runway shows? What's that like? Who wants to explain that to us?
Okay, in Kenya, it's quite unpredictable because so far this year, there have been very few runway shows, but we can't complain so far because Kenya is trying. We have come a long way, I can say so. So there are not too many shows. Yeah.
Not yet. But I'm sure you get opportunities to travel, maybe outside of the country, do runway work.
Yes, of course.
Outside. Has anyone wants to share their experience doing that? Anyone who's gotten to travel? Okay.
I haven't traveled out really, but I would say there are a number of runway events in Kenya. So for example, as the year begins, we normally have Fashion Haiti, which is majorly done by Moche's models. Most of the years it's done by Moche's models. So I've worked with Moche's models, so I've gotten opportunities to actually get on the runway for various events. So I'd mention Fashion Haiti, there's Spring into Style, there's Nairobi Fashion Week, there's Nairobi Fashion Market, and they're actually all distributed throughout the year.
Okay.
There's JW show, so they don't come. They're not as many, but they're quite distributed throughout the year. Like we're looking forward to JW show. I think it's going to be in November. Yeah.
I want to talk to the gentleman, if we can pass the microphone down there. And maybe you guys can tell us what it takes to be a good male runway model. What do you think it takes to do what you do?
Okay, personally for me, to be a good runway model, for a gentleman first, you really need to hit the gym. Because when you wear a suit, it needs to fit you. So you need to hit the gym, you need to be physically fit, you need to be well groomed, you need to be always smart ahead of the rest.
Yeah.
Because modeling is more or less so much of ladies than of men. So for a man you need to stand out.
Just raise your mic.
For a man you need to stand out in order for you to be recognized. As for me personally, I have a designer who does my suits, Bolo Bespoke, and apart from him doing my suits, I also have my own personal training now and then, so that I can be able to maintain my walk and maintain my posture, because modeling is not just about going to the runway and walking. There are postures, there are styles, there are things you need to learn in order for you to be a perfect model.
Yeah.
And something I'd also like to add, modeling is not just about runway only. We also do charity events. We also give back to the society, because we are beauty kings and beauty kings. So as much as we are kings and queens, we need to give back to the society. We need to make the society feel accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is that perception that your lives are just glitz and glamour and travel and fabulosity, you know. But I'm sure that there are tough parts of this job. Who wants to talk about some of the challenges that you've faced, particularly being in the Kenyan industry and being a model?
Oh, I think, first of all, I have to appreciate that we are actually trying, like the industry, fashion industry is really trying. But the jobs are less, as she said. and underpaid. I have to say that, because when you look at how maybe in London and Paris how they're paid for the jobs they do, it's way ours is way below standard. Yeah, so there's that. And yeah, I think those are the two major issues.
Do you guys have, like, I remember there was an issue, was it earlier this year, where models were speaking out and saying about, you know, that mistreatment of not being paid for the jobs that you book and things like that, and it was a big thing. Do you guys have like a union that you join, or people who represent you, who are supposed to, you know, look out for you and your interests and all of that? Do you have that going on?
Well, not that I know of. Maybe you guys.
Or is anyone else part of an agency or a union?
Yeah, I know. There is Kesamtua. It's a body, but majorly the regulations that they have done so far, it's more commercial modeling than runway modeling. Actually, for runway modeling, I've not come across regulations for it.
Kind of on your own.
Yeah, it's kind of you get a job, your agent will actually pay you for the job. It's, you do not. There's no regulation on what you're supposed to be paid and how much it should be. But for commercial modeling, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to speak on that?
Yes, I would like to add on to that. I feel as a model, most especially when you are a beginner, it's very important to join an agency. There's so many people out here who are out to exploit young women and men as well, because they feel that we are uneducated. Most people's perception of models is we are dumb.
Just show up and walk and shut up.
So I feel that once you join an agency which really understands you, I think you can go places.
An important question to people who might be watching, and you guys get to strut and, you know, show off all these fabulous clothes. Do you get to keep them? It might be a question somebody's thinking. Do you get to keep the clothes from runway shows?
Okay, sorry. For me, I'm going to keep a dress from a runway show.
Okay.
Yeah. At Nairobi Fashion Week, I did a runway for Fatma Asha. Yeah, she's a big designer in Uganda, and she loved the way I strut on her dress. And yeah, I got the dress, got the gown from her.
So it was like a reward for you doing a great job.
Yes. And then also this dress that I'm wearing is actually by Isani. Isani is a bridal. She does more bridal collections, and yeah, she also gifted me this for.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you do good work, you might get lucky. I guess. All right. Go ahead.
I'd like to add on the main part. For the guys, we do shows. Some of the shows we get the clothes, some we don't. Personally, I model for a personal designer, Bolo Bespoke. The suit I'm wearing is from Bolo Bespoke City. So each and every time he has an event, he makes a suit for me to show up for the event. So that way I'm also promoting the brand of the designer.
Yeah.
But now for the other shows that I go, I'll have to wear my own suit, or I'll go, the designer will give me the suit, but that's
just for the show.
Yeah, just for the show. Then you leave the suit.
Yeah. Next question. I follow Tyra Banks on Instagram, and I was watching her walk the other day on America's Got Talent, and like she still has it, like she never lost it, right? But we've seen even models of her caliber, the Naomi Campbells of the world. At some point, you're going to have a mishap. A shoe might fall off. Someone might fall. Have any of you had those experiences on the runway, and how do you recover from that? You're like
right. Such experiences are bound. You know, risks are there to happen, so you cannot you predict them happening, so you anticipate that such might happen, and you try and take precautionary
sometimes
measures.
you put in things that are truly uncomfortable, right?
They are uncomfortable. You're like, but since the designer has said it, and you know you don't have a body to defend your rights, you just have to. But you know, you remember first, as a model, you're a brand. You're trying to sell yourself and to sell the cloth itself, right? So by making a mistake on the runway, you try and not fake it per se, but rather try and make it work. Make
like it was just part of the routine.
Yeah, it's like part of the. You make it flow.
Yeah. Anyone else have had such an experience?
Yeah, I've personally have had such experience whereby I flipped on the runway. But the most important thing is to pick up yourself and air on the confidence and continue the
Keep going.
Yeah, keep
Don't
going.
sit down and cry.
Yeah.
Another thing is at these runway shows, the people actually, there to watch can be very important in terms of networking. These are clients who are maybe looking for models to model for them in their next show, or their business people. So how important is that aspect of networking and putting your best foot forward, knowing that the people watching me matter?
I think there's usually that pressure, however much I'm just walking to show you the what I'm wearing, it's more than that. Like, there's someone out there maybe who might scout me, you're hoping. So yeah, for me it has happened. The first show I did this year was Afro Cupid by Simone Imani Boujou Creations. So I walked there and Kiko Romeo Creations were there. And then later on, I ended up working for her, and she really liked my work. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So that does happen.
Yeah.
It's important to keep that in mind, that you're networking. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and share your social media handles with us and give any final comments that you want to give our viewers watching. So can we start on that end and come on down?
Okay, you can get me on Instagram at Masinde, generally, Instagram. Also, Facebook, the same. Twitter, also the same.
All right.
Right. On all social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can get me at Henry Bashete. Yeah. Thank you. My final comments, I'd like to sound a word of encouragement to all the upcoming models. I'm also an upcoming model, and I'd like to encourage you that the word out there is, you have a great future. Don't lose hope when you've started. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All my handles, Instagram, Facebook, are Laura Achola. Instagram specifically Laura_Achola. Also, do not forget to follow my agency, Velo Model Management. It's one of the best in Kenya at the moment. Yes.
All right.
Okay, you can reach me at Winnie Neda at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My final comments to the upcoming models: never give up. Never give up on your dreams.
All right. Thanks.
For Instagram and Facebook, I am not on Twitter. You can reach me, Renee_Queen. Yeah, and my final comment is, we were talking back there with Mheshimiwa, and he said that modeling helps change perception of whatever it is, whichever it is. For example, he has Mr. and Miss Albinism. So for that, let's all just, if you're a model and you have the heart for this, don't stop. Yeah. Because we're gonna change the perception of people in whatever, even for charity.
Yeah. I have someone on Twitter, the Ngosi, who said that these models are learned, beautiful, and they've got brains. And he says he likes it and he's watching Daybreak. So you guys are changing perceptions just as we speak. And something we didn't talk about is age. What's a good age to start modeling for a parent who might be watching thinking their child is beautiful?
Oh, okay. From experience, I know of Debbie Oyugi Kids. For her, she starts training young kids at an age of 4, all the way to 18. That's for kids. But however, for high fashion or for runway modeling, you can actually start from 18, here in Kenya, 18 all the way to 25, 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed my window, so that's unfortunate. But give us your social media handle.
My social media handles, on Facebook, it's Ida Garrett. On Instagram, it's Ida Odeka. On Twitter, it's also Ida_Odeka. Okay. Yeah. And my final comments, for models, you really need to get agencies to sign up with so that you can be able to account for everything that you do. So you end up you work and you get paid for it. If you're not paid, you have someone to sue for not paying you. And then, so I'll highlight some of the modeling agencies because I get a lot of questions. How do I go about my modeling? So you can get in touch with City Models. I've worked with them. They do a good job. You can work with Moches Models. I've worked with Moches Models for the longest time, and they're also good agency. There also are the modeling agencies. There's Snap, there's Versatile, majorly for commercial modeling. And so just go out there and get a good modeling agency and get signed with them.
Yeah, don't model just on Instagram for free. You know, try and get paid for your work. So I think definitely agency is the way to go. Yeah. Thank you guys all for coming through today. I don't think it would be right if we didn't have you. Maybe can they just exit, you know, with a nice walk out of our Daybreak stage this morning. Thank you so much to our beautiful models for coming to talk to us on Fashion Friday here on Daybreak. We've got much more show to you. We're here until 10 o'clock, so definitely stay tuned and stay tweeting using that hashtag Daybreak. Right now, we are crossing over to DJ Roy T-Boy to take things a level up with some amazing music to get you into the weekend mode. It's hashtag Level Up Fridays here on Daybreak next.